We are in the hallway. This is the electrical closet, most likely, which is locked, which we expect. And most likely that's where your main service principal is located, which the concierge would be in charge of that. And most likely your electric metering would also be handled from that closet. So those types of things are going to be exempt from this inspection report. But that's right down the hall, right in front of our door. As we come into this unit is actually, it was 2 units converted into 1, which is kind of nice, which means we have 2 electric service panels. We have one here on the left. This would be the front door faces east, so this would be the one on the south, and we kind of read from left to right. And over here on the north side on this wall, we have the second electric service panel. So we've got 2 service panels, and again, most likely you have 2 main disconnects. You got a split system, essentially, a split electrical system, and you're going to have 2 electrical disconnects in the closet that we can't get into. And these are pretty much identical. And when I say identical, not only with each other, but remember, this is a high-rise. It's been renovated. It's all renovated at once. So just about any issue I find in this panel, I'm going to find in that panel, and I'll continue to find them as many of these as I inspect. I've inspected like 3 or 4 of these. So what we've got here is we've got antioxidant paste on our aluminum connections. That's a good thing. Now, because we do not have a main disconnect, this is not the main principal. It's not. So in the main principal, which we can't get to, okay, these lugs should have neoprene covers on them to protect them. But as of today, that code has not extended further down the electrical line, so it's not required. If you open this up and your first inclination is that this is the main panel, the main disconnect, you might be inclined to think that was a problem, and it's not. We have antioxidant paste on here. Now, we've got L1 and L2, or this is L1 and L2, but the right main lug in both of these panels has got red tape wrapped on it, so the electrician can sort out which way the current's going. It's alternating current, but it's also commercial, and it's also important. And on both of these, we have white tape on our neutral. You're supposed to have a minimum of 4 wraps. It's not 4 wraps right together like that. They should have spread it out a little bit. And I get it. If you don't know that's the main neutral, that means you don't belong in this box, right? But the tape should have been spread out a little farther. I'm reaching here, okay? I am reaching. You're not supposed to have dust inside the cabinet, okay? You're not supposed to have more than 1/8 of an inch gap between the cabinet and the wall. You say, oh, bud, that's construction. It might be construction, but the 17-year-old kid that put the stereo in my car, it looks like it came from the factory that way. And I know that if a 17-year-old kid's got a lot more in his mind about what he's going to do with his buds or his girlfriend on a Friday night than a 35-year-old electrician. It just seems to me that they could have done that a little better. That's what it seems like to me. And then in here, these cabinets, and it's the same in both cabinets, okay? And the other units that I inspected as well. I could go pull some old reports. But these cabinets were screwed into place, and the manufacturer's instructions, let's say they should be nailed into place. Now, I hate discounting my work, I really do, but these cabinets are inside of the building. I mean, it's 1900s building. They're not gonna, and under the worst conditions, these cabinets are not gonna pop out like pimples, like if a tornado was to come down the street or whatever. And that's why they want the nails, is because they have more shear strength. But is it right? No, it's not right. It should have been nails instead of screws, and that's consistent throughout the entire building. I don't like, again, discounting my work. So what did we learn? Well, I'll go to the other cabinet and I'll just repeat what we saw here. And what did we learn? We learned that our cabinets were screwed into place instead of nailed. I guess we did. Yeah, we did. Okay, we learned that we did not have enough white tape on our neutral. Okay, we learned that Man, that's about it. Dust, gaps, nails, white tape. And that's the same thing as the other, the gaps larger than an eighth of an inch, like that right there. Now, these cabinets were printed. See that right there? That's called printing, and that's good. It was done properly. Now, over here, see that right there? That's handwriting. That should have been printed instead of handwriting. I get that, It's not going to affect the way it works. Let's go over here. The same thing here. They started off printing. That's fine. That's what the manufacturer states. That's what code states. Code and manufacturer are getting along today in regards to this. But we got some handwriting. So that's what we learned. We got handwriting on our panels. Our panels are screwed in. They got debris in them. They got gaps. They don't have enough white tape. And again, that's everyone in the building.